welcome to the Bearhug Podcast. We got another sizzler for you here. This is the podcast. It's all about breaking barriers and building empires. We focus on small business, but of course, every type of business, because the goal is that we want to talk about nurturing your business, growing your business, and creating efficient means to help that evolution, proceed and progress. Before we get into today's special guest, I'm Marcus Acart, your co-host. I've been doing brand development for 23 plus years.
Jack Watkinson with Outsource My IT. We focus on cybersecurity compliance and how to grow your business through technology.
Now, one thing that I know that you and I, we're both part of LeTip, and our guest is part of LeTip. Wink, wink.
Indeed. If only you could get a sponsor.
Yeah. The number one thing that I noticed that sometimes, as passionate as a business owner can be, as full of conviction they can be, sometimes they are their own worst enemy and they become the bottleneck of their own business. Sometimes they create, most of the time, they lack a system and operations, or, systems and operations. And that's clearly because they want to be, they set themselves up to be almost like Atlas, where they're holding the globe. Mm-hmm. So and this is a perfect segue to this gentleman here, our brother from another mother, and that's Ali J. Taylor. He's a systems strategist, and today's topic is escaping the business owner's trap, how to stop being the bottleneck in your own company.
Can I actually jump in before you here? Because I want to add to your segue here. So I pulled up a couple of stats for you. I was at a conference recently, and one of the stats that was staggering to me, that was 90% of all global businesses would technically be SMBs. And those are exactly the people you help get out of those ruts. And of that 90%, they account for 52% of all GDP. So half of every dollar spent is generated by the small business. So I think the opportunity and even impacting more jobs that are created now is really being done through that small to mid-sized business. So I just thought those two real fun facts were a good way of leading into how and why you do what you do.
Yeah, thanks for pulling those up, and thanks for having me on, guys. I really appreciate it. That stat about small businesses, they really are the backbone of America. They are the backbone of our economy. You hear a lot about the big corporate companies, but it's really those main street, those mom and pops, those small size businesses that really make everything happen here in America. That's why I have such a passion for it. It makes such a difference for the community that it's in. It makes a difference for just everything that's happening. So the work that I've come to do, I've been a part of LeTip for 12 years. I think, this 12 years this month, actually.
Wow. Just starting out. Wow.
Yeah, it's just just getting started, But I've been self-employed for 15 years, and even before that, freelancing. So really a big chunk of my life has been spent being in these spaces, talking to other business owners. I've served on the boards for chambers of commerce, been a part of those, all these different communities. And so I get the opportunity as I've grown from just being a graphic designer, graduating from, Brookdale Community College, and then just being able to have all those conversations to really understand what drives a lot of business owners, what's really important to them, and also what gets in their way, which is they do become their own bottleneck.
So can we talk about that? So we've talked about your success could create your own trap. We've talked about that. Can you elaborate on what the trap is, and just so people know how to see and look out for it?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's, most people don't realize there's actually two different skills that come with running, owning, and growing a business, right? There is the skill that comes with whatever your particular practitioner is, whether you're a dentist, a chiropractor, a branding designer, if you're in IT, whatever it is that you're gifted at, you definitely need to have those skills, that criteria, that specialty, expertise and specialty. But the aspect of running a business, just because you're really good at those things doesn't mean that you're going to be good at running a business around that practice.
One time on your social media, and if you're not following Ali, it's you're at Wisdom Wayfind. I think we got so into it, we didn't even do an official introduction. So you're Ali J. Taylor, founder of Wisdom and Wayfinder.
Yes.
12-year veteran of the world of LeTip, LETIP.com. Your business is helping people solve these problems. It's systems and operations. Before I can create any kind of brand identity system or a strategy or a campaign, I need you to have your systems and operations in place.
Yeah, dude, I cannot tell you. I tell people all the time, what got me in this world of business consulting was I got tired of business owners trying to solve business problems with marketing solutions.
Yeah.
A new website is
Can
not.
you say that again?
Yes.
Hold on.
Yeah, I mean,
Did I hear that one?
for the emphasis? Business owners trying to solve business problems with marketing solutions. It's not going to work.
Yeah. It's
There's a time and a place, but I think that they need to have a lane though. So
I mentioned your Instagram. What's your personal Instagram?
AJ Taylor 317.
So you said something on there once that, I mean, a lot of your stuff is great, but you said something one time that really resonated with me. It's like, just because you're a great dentist doesn't make you a great marketer or a great, accountant,
Right.
Like staying in your
Practice
lane,
of running a business, right? You need to have those professionals surround you to do those things that, that you're not gifted at. Right. You might know how to pull my tooth and extract the wisdom tooth, but that doesn't mean you know how to do your taxes. Right.
So speaking of that, what are the hidden signs that you have become the problem? Like you've become the bottleneck, and why essentially just hiring more people won't essentially fix that problem?
Yeah. So one of the signs you can look out for is basically if everybody comes to you, like if the clients are only requesting you, that's a big sign that you are a bottleneck. If your employees, they cannot make decisions without consulting you first, that is a sign that you are the bottleneck. If your operations are unable to thrive, like if you cannot take even a weekend off without getting a call, an email, a text saying, hey, there's something going on here at the office or in the business, what's your take on it? Can I get some answers? That's a sign that you are the bottleneck.
Then you don't have a business, you have a job, right?
You have a very nice set of golden handcuffs, a golden cage.
The best.
What's the sound? I'm the bottleneck.
Yeah.
I feel like you could keep going on for that one too. So I know we only have so much time, so I want to narrow down. One thing we talked about was 3 critical systems. And what do you see are the systems that can get you from overwhelmed to strategic, which I think people need to know that it does take effort to change those things, but you need to be intentional about that. So what are the few things that you tell people as they're starting and trying to mature their business to look out for?
Yeah, so the three systems that you need to have in place is, one, you need to have a client classification system. Right. Most people, when they start out, they try to take on as much money as they can, as many clients as they can, because they just want to get that revenue coming in through the door. Over time, that can create a bottleneck for you because there's no differentiation between who gets your time, who can actually be outsourced, who can utilize some self-help services or just like a knowledge base that you might have available. Again, you become the go-to for every single client. That becomes a bottleneck for you. So you need to have a system to classify who's going to get my direct access to me. It's got to be high value, that you got to like working with them. I have 3 rules: make money, have fun, and work with people that you like. So they got to fit into that category.
It's a recurring thing here. Work with people you like, right?
Yeah. And then, obviously if you have your D clients, these are the people where the level of demand doesn't match the value or the revenue that you get from that. And those are people like you don't want to burn those relationships, but you do want to find a way to offload them or outsource them to somebody else.
I mean, that's a good opportunity for people. I think they realize they can still grow. I was taught from a group that we've worked with about entrepreneurship. How do you develop people at the lower level and giving them opportunities? It's not just that money or opportunities beneath you, but this could be something that this is the right level for someone else too. So it's not just, that's a decline. This could be a good opportunity for someone to start learning the business, and the risk of what they're coming up against matches the level that they're at. So it's about appropriating that.
Yeah.
So before we get into the strategies and the frameworks that you provide, the solution, one thing I love that you have a graphic design background similar to mine. A graphic designer's perspective is pretty unique because we always approach the project with what's the challenge and what's the solution.
Yeah.
And that can evolve into so many different levels, from just graphic design to, a system strategist, to brand developer, et cetera. So before we get into that, we want to take this moment to thank our Bearhug sponsors. We want to thank LeTip International Incorporated. You can find them at letip.com. For nearly 50 years, LeTip International has pioneered, advanced, and elevated a successful business networking group platform focused on growing small business, the economic backbone of our country. By joining a LeTip chapter, you benefit by adding an extended sales team of like-minded business owners who know, trust, and promote your business to the right prospects. With hundreds of successful business networking group chapters, thousands of members throughout the United States and Canada, LeTip is ready to take your business to the next level. You can find them at letip.com. That's LETIP.com. You can find them on Instagram at LeTipINTL. That's LETIPINTL. And you can find them on Facebook by simply searching LeTip International. We want to thank Forager Brands. You can find them at foragerbrands.com. They've been providing 30 years of excellence when it comes to carefully crafting your brand experience. Forager is an agency specializing in brand strategies, in-depth research, driven narratives, and creative branding solutions for clients nationwide. You can find them once again at foragerbrands.com, on Instagram at Forager Brands, and on Facebook, just simply search Forager Brands.
And our final sponsor, Outsource My IT. Outsource My IT helps you manage your risk from cybersecurity and compliance while growing your operations through technology. Outsource My IT, we want to be your partner in technology, helping you with items like cybersecurity, compliance, but operational efficiency. Our goal is to help you grow your business through technology. So at Outsource My IT, you can find us at outsourcemyit.com.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Jack. So what are the real world strategies to free yourself from constant client demands and these team questions, and what are the practical frameworks that you can implement starting today?
Yeah, so after you implement that client classification system, then you need to create a decision authority framework, which is basically like a green light, yellow light, red light framework to help your employees understand what decisions they can make without you, which ones they should consult you on, and which ones that only you can make that decision on. And it just basically depends on a number of different factors. It could be revenue, it could be client relationship, it could be level of expertise. But once you decide what those levels are going to look like, what the criteria are going to be for those different levels, then you need to create SOPs, frameworks, templates, all those things, and train your employees on that so that they know where they fall within that framework.
What are SOPs for people who
That's
don't
it.
like
Yeah.
shorthand? I mean, IT, everything is a shorthand, and no one knows what we're talking about.
Yeah. In case we have budding entrepreneurs new to the game, what's an SOP?
Yeah, SOP stands for Standard Operating Procedure. So it's basically the standard way that you are going to operate in any given situation, your approach to any particular client or problem that comes up in business.
So if you fold a shirt, this is the way you fold every shirt.
Exactly.
Just in a very simple way of doing things.
Yeah.
We're in the world of web development. That's CSS, right? Cascading style sheets. You always want to make it consistent and cohesive.
Yeah. As much as you hope so.
Before we close out, Ali, thank you so much for being here. I was catching myself on the camera. I was looking very angry, but that's my look of interest. I'm like, wow, this is like, I've heard you speak. I've heard you share.
The beer comes out.
Yeah. I've heard you share, but you've quite have taken over my heart and the cameras here. You're spreading freaking knowledge here. And I think that sometimes, clients just need that opportunity to have that one-on-one with you.
Yeah.
So what's your art of the one-on-one? How do you get a client to, because it doesn't beat this, as Lucas Murphy, our previous guest, said, the belly to belly.
Yeah.
How do you get them in front of you so you can spread this wisdom and knowledge to them, and then ideally, obviously, sign them up as a client?
Yeah, the way that I approach it is I'm not coming in to be the expert of your business and tell you that everything that you've done is wrong. You're
not like Marcus Lemonis, the prophet, like, give me the keys because I'm now taking over.
No, I'm not that guy. I'm not any of those guys on Shark Tank or whatever. I will be someday, though.
Yeah.
But My job is basically, the way that I look at it is, my job is to come in and take away all the stuff that stops you from being the exceptional, brilliant, passionate business owner that you already are. Right. It's just, you need systems and frameworks to help you get there. You already know what it is that you truly want to do. You know why you got into the business, what you're really doing it for. Like if you're doing it for family and to create all that freedom and stuff. Right. It's just what's in the way of you being able to do that. And then my job is to move it away so that you can actually just go out and function and execute, really.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ali, do you have any, I know you recently did a TED Talk. And you just had a wealth, another conference.
That's
webinar,
coming up,
right?
Yeah, I'm actually doing a workshop next Thursday.
Okay. So.
We might switch it to virtual just so we can get some more people to attend, because, again, it's really important for business owners to take care of not just their business systems, but also their health systems, their personal systems, so that they can show up and perform.
And what's that webinar called, and how can people find it?
So if you actually just go to wisdomandwayfinder.com, I'll have a landing page, a link for people to be able to find the event link for the workshop.
Sure. Can I say one of my favorite things about Ali, since I've met him too, is he is willing and he loves giving information and helping you out before he asks for anything, because he wants to make sure if he does engage and work with you that he is the right fit for that. But he does a great job, because I always heard that if you have the why, the how reveals itself, and that's a load of crap. And I think having someone who could try and help you find the how is a very important tool set, but he's going to make sure that he be the right person and if he's not, he'll tell you which direction to go. And I think that kind of altruism is a real important thing.
So before we close out, Ali, how can, we're going to put all the information on the description below on YouTube. Where can people find you personally? Where can people find Wisdom and Wayfinder outside of wisdomandwayfinder.com? This is the time to promote. Tell it to that camera, that camera. This is your time to shine.
Yeah, so I have a self-assessment that anybody could do to find out if they are the bottleneck in their business. If they go to wisdomandwayfinder.scoreapp.com, there's a free quiz that they can take. It'll help them diagnose where they are in their business, where they fall in all of the 3 systems that I talked about today. And then from there, you can schedule an opportunity with me. My email address is ali@wisdomandwayfinder.com. You can also find me on Instagram at ajtaylor317, and my business Instagram, Wisdom and Wayfinder, of course. And I'm on most of the socials. I'm always trying to be out there, give as much information as I can, and happy to connect with anybody.
And if you're not out there, giving consultations, you're out there doing some salsa dancing, right?
I am salsa.
Where is that? In Red Bank?
So I'm actually gonna have a shout out for Paula
in the office.
Yeah. For Paula at Salsa at the Shore. Tuesday nights we're at Asbury Ale House in Asbury Park, and then Wednesday nights we're at Anytime Dance in Eatontown. So listen, dancing is one of the greatest ways to kind of blow off some steam.
It is.
The stress, and if you get to look good doing it, why not?
See, my best dance style is which trivia night? That's about where I'm at with it.
So we actually have a little bit of more time. I thought we were ready to wrap this up, but I'm going to take this free time to ask you, okay, this is one of my personal favorite questions. Yeah. Your life is a movie, right? Okay. What would be the soundtrack of that life movie? What would be the 3 songs you say, you know what? If someone pops in, well, no one uses CDs anymore. If someone were to stream your soundtrack, what would the 3 songs you say, this describes me and my journey?
Man, I've been vibing out hard to Kendrick Lamar lately with
I think everybody has.
Yeah. But not those songs. I would be the newest one. It's where it's like I love myself. Like that whole vibe, like it's real good. And then honestly, I don't know if I could pick any other songs, but I would want Hans Zimmer to score the soundtrack.
To narrate it?
To score the soundtrack. Like, that would just be...
I feel like I'm a John Williams.
Wait, is Hans Zimmer
Yeah, well, John Williams, he did the original 1978 Superman, theme.
But Hans Zimmer did Miami Vice, right?
Well, no, he does Dune. He did the... what's the time movie that Christopher Nolan did?
Oh, Memento?
Not Memento. with Leonardo DiCaprio. I can't think of the movie.
Oh, Inception.
Inception, yeah, Inception. He also did the original score for Man of Steel, for Zack Snyder's Man of Steel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No, I thought I was getting confused with the other Hans, or what's his name? He has that voice. No, he does like documentaries. He's like a kooky. He was in The Mandalorian as the client. He has that thick German accent.
Oh,
I forgot his name.
no, you're thinking of Werner Herzog.
Yeah, Werner Herzog.
Yeah.
I thought that would have hilarious to have him like be the narrator. As the Ali continues
I want to
consult his clients, he realizes they are the bottleneck.
Salsa's in the room.
As the Farley enters the salsa dance floor, it parts like the Red Sea.
You know what? I wouldn't mind being narrated by that.
I think I want Sam Elliott narrating my life. Like, Marcus was a straight shooter when it comes to Granny. The dude.
I'd want like Sam Jackson to be like, "You're the bottleneck." You know, I don't know if I can curse on here.
Thank you so
Have
much.
that trademarked out.
Say bottleneck one more time.
Well, Ali, it was a pleasure having you here, especially you're coming, cause we're in studio. You're coming all the way from South Jersey. Thank you so much. You know where to find them. All the information will be below. Maybe it'll be scrolling through the screen because we'll do that in post.
Nice.
But this is the Bearhug Podcast. You can find us on bearhugpod.com. All the socials will be in the description. Once again, I'm your co-host, Marcus Acar, with 23 plus years of brand development experience.
I'm Jack with Outsource My IT. We've been providing managed services since 2001.
Nice.
And our guest,
Ollie J. Taylor. I put you back in control of your business at wisdomandwayfinder.com.
and with that said, peace out.